Hi guys, it's Tuesday today, and we're going to have a Taco Tuesday in my house. And what I'm going to be preparing is tacos al pastor, which is one of my all-time favorite tacos. Down in Mexico, when you walk down the streets, there's little stands, and they're preparing this very thinly sliced marinated pork on vertical spits, usually with a little pineapple cooking up on top of the spit. I don't have a vertical spit. I have a rotisserie, and that's what I'm going to be preparing this recipe on. If you don't have a rotisserie, don't worry about it. You can just still marinate the pork and grill it on the grill. It'll still come out great. Wanted to keep you guys kind of involved with what I'm doing throughout the whole process. I'm using what they're calling boneless cushion pork at the store that I bought it from, and basically what it looks like is a pork loin that's been filleted open, butterflied open, and just again to keep you guys kind of up to speed with what I've done. It has the thin seam there where they butterflied it open. What I did was I used my carving knife and separated that, and then used the same knife and I just very carefully slice through the pork steak to kind of keep it as thin as possible. And this is about as good as it's going to get for me. I don't have a machine to cut it any thinner. I've got a lot of prep going on. I've got some dried chilies boiling right now to soften them up. So while I'm doing all the prep work, what I'm going to do is take all the pork, and I have just under 7 pounds of pork, and I'm going to put it in a bag and just marinate it in some white vinegar, 1 cup of white vinegar. As soon as I'm done with all the prep work, I'm going to drain off the vinegar, and then we're going to get going with the marinade for the tacos al pastor. So anyway, I'll see you in a few. Okay, now we're going to actually start the seasoning marinade for the tacos. First thing we're going to do is add 1 medium-sized tomato, and what I've done with this tomato is I actually just placed it directly on the burner on my stove, and I charred the skin, peeled the skin off, so I got it kind of roasted here. Just going to slice this thing up, throw it in my the food processor. 6 cloves of peeled garlic, food processor. Got 1/2 of a medium white onion, food processor. 5 whole cloves, food processor. Now I bought 3, I'm going to be using actually 3 dried ancho chili peppers and 3 dried guajillo chili peppers. And what I've done was I taken them and boiled them in hot water, as opposed to boiling them in cold water, I guess, until they're soft, like this. Then what we're going to do is just split them open. And there's a lot of seeds and veins in here. You just want to carefully scrape those out. Seeds are very hot. I mean, it makes it to the point where you're almost miserable hot. So, done that to, again, all 3, the anchos and the guajillos. And basically what it looks like is that when you're done. See, they're all nice and soft. You're going to place those in the food processor. So let me finish this and we'll get back rolling on the tape. Alright, so here's all the stuff in the food processor. Along with it, I'm going to add a little over 1/2 cup of the water from when I boiled those chili peppers, tablespoon of cumin, and a nice pinch of salt. Just going to hit this here. It's magic. Basically what I want to do is just blend this up, obviously, until it's nice and smooth. All right, let me give you a shot of what it looks like here. And here it is. As you can see, it's just got the consistency basically of a thick salsa. So what I'm going to do now is drain that vinegar from the pork, and I'm going to pour this into the bag with the pork and let it marinate for about 6 hours or so before we start the actual cook. All right, so I just wanted to show you what it looks like in the bag with the marinade. I just made sure that once it was poured in that I covered all the meat with the marinade. And I don't know, every hour or so I'm going to rotate it around. Also, the last hour of the marinade, so after 5 hours, I'm going to add about 1 cup of pineapple juice. And the reason I'm waiting is I just don't want all the enzymes that are in pineapple juice to kind of break down the meat too much and make it mushy. So again, all right, so I've removed the meat from the marinade, and I've put it on the spit here, and I've got it clamped down here really tight, so I've pushed these two fork things really tight and cranked them down. Now again, my rotisserie is horizontal unlike the vertical spits like they have in Mexico, but I still want that pineapple to cook on like they do there on the streets. So what I've done is I've taken a whole pineapple and I've cut it, you know, lengthwise, left the core in, and I'm going to just place like 3 of them, kind of divided in thirds, on the side of the stacks of meat here. And I've got these lacing needles like you'd use on a turkey, and I'm going to stick them in at an angle. So this way, you know, if it starts to loosen up, it's not going to just fall straight out. And then what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to do this in thirds. I'm going to run roasting string through these holes around, just something else to hold it onto. After that's all complete, all 3 pineapple spears, I might even put 4. What I'm going to do is wrap the roasting line around the sides of it, just to, again, tighten it up a little bit more so the meat doesn't flop around while it's cooking. So let me get that done, and then I'll get rolling on the video again. All right, so here we are. I ended up using 3 pieces of pineapple again, ran line through these holes here, these little pins. And then I also wrapped string around that way to just hold it all together. We're going to get it on the rotisserie now. Okay, so here it is on the rotisserie now. I used a half of a Weber charcoal chimney as far as the heat source. I didn't want to overdo it because I wanted it to kind of roast slow. So I'm just going to get the lid on it and check on it periodically. So hopefully it won't be much longer and we'll be having some tacos. Okay, we are 2 hours into the cook and it is done. And I don't know about you guys, but it looks like al pastor to me. So we're gonna make up some tacos. All right, so now it's time to assemble the tacos. First thing I'm gonna do is grab the tortillas. These type of tacos, you're always gonna wanna use corn tortillas. And I'm using these small little street taco type, little mini tortillas. Just going to cut a little bit of pork off. Very tender. You always want to double up the shell so you have 2 corn tortillas. These are basically like 2 bites, so you're going to take a little bit of the pineapple that's been roasted, lay that on there. And then traditional Mexican garnishes are very simple. First a little chopped cilantro, some finely minced onion, squeeze of fresh lime, then this is salsa de aguacate, which is a avocado, tomatillo, and habanero salsa. And there you have it. Tacos al pastor. Thanks for watching.